Alright, what's up guys? What's up? I just want to get this video off my chest, so I'm not even going to set up the camera correctly, so I'm going to be a little tilted in this video, maybe a little this way, I don't even know. But whatever, we'll deal with that. But topic of this video. So, as of the recording of this video, we are in Act 2 of the Wano Country arc. Probably about the last couple chapters of Act 2. I can't see it going on too much longer. Hopefully, this act gets to a good conclusion soon. But the other day, Oda did an interview about, when he wants to end One Piece. And he's like, yeah, in about 5 years, I could see ending One Piece. About over 100 volumes or so. And, that just gets me thinking, because this whole time I've been reading the series, I'm just like, man, I can't wait till the final saga. I can't wait to find out what this is, what that is, all this shit. But now I think about it, like, man, I really can wait, because once this series is done, it's done. I mean, it's just a kind of a hard concept to think about, especially with a series this long, but once it's over, there's no more. It's over, and in 5 years or whatever, however long it's going to take him for him to finish the series, you'll be able to go onto the One Piece wiki, and this is just a scary thought. You'll be able to go onto the wiki, and you'll be able to see a complete list of every single devil fruit that has been in the series. And that will be a complete list. There will never be more, ever. It will always be a complete list of every devil fruit, a complete list of every character, all of that. And it's just like, part of the allure of this series is that it's been so big and such an open-ending, sprawling world, but once it's done, man, it's over. Like, it's gonna be done. And another kind of scary part about that is that, once it's finished, the community is I'm not gonna say it's gonna disappear overnight, but, speculation videos and discussions, theories, chapter discussions, debates, all of this stuff, it's gone. It's done. Like, at one day you'll be a part of a community that's just debating and talking about theories all day, and I'm going on the Reddit looking at what people have to say. And then once it's over, that's done. And all these great YouTubers like Tekking, Rogers Base, King of Lightning, they put great One Piece videos out on the daily. For Tekking on the daily. A lot of these guys, just regularly though, on the regular, they're putting out this great One Piece content for us to enjoy while we go through this epic voyage. But once that's over, that's going to start to slow down a little bit. And it's kind of getting me scared for the end of One Piece, because it's just a different feeling when you're in a story that's still open-ended, when the possibilities are really limitless, to then have the final chapter come out, and then what's there is there. And another scary part about this is all of the mysteries, man. All of the mysteries in this story, at one day, they will all be solved. I mean, hopefully. Hopefully he gets to every single one of them, so we're not left with any more questions by the end of the series. But hopefully, ideally, one day, every mystery in this story will have it will have an answer, will have an explanation. And that's kind of scary too, because another part of the allure of this series is all of the mysteries, man. I'm rereading the series right now. In Rum Kingdom, I just read the chapter where Dr. Kureha is like, oh, the Will of D, what's going on with that? And Nico Robin says it, probably 20, 30 chapters later. And I'm just reading this shit. It's like in the chapters like 100 something, 150. I'm just like, man, we still don't even know what this is. And I'm reading it back in chapter 150, Like, we still don't know what this is. All this other stuff, Raftel, the Void Sentry, all of that stuff. This is just part of the allure of One Piece. It's just this big world with a lot of mysteries that we have no idea what it is. Well, one day, we're going to know exactly what all those things are. And that whole spin of it, that's going to be gone. That's going to be gone. There's going to be no more mysteries. We're going to know every single thing about the story. And that's just kind of scary, because, there's kind of like three scenarios in which this can go in. Like, even in the best case scenario, all the mysteries are, the explanations are fantastic. The ending's really great. Like, it's just an awesome final saga of One Piece. Even in that, you're going to go back and read the chapters. You're going to go back and read the series. And it's just going to feel a little different, because you're going to know exactly what they mean when they say Will of D and all of this other stuff. So even if it is good, there's not going to be that allure. There's not going to be that mysterious nature of it. It's just going to be like, oh, well, yeah, they mentioned the Will of D, and then, at the end of the series, we'll find out it's this. It's a cool introduction, but, I'm not sitting here puzzling and wondering about what it is. The second case scenario is that, all the mysteries have good wrap-ups, the ending's good, but it's rushed, which I really hope this is not the case, that it's rushed, because when he says 5 years, I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, 5 years, that sounds good. But then when I think about it, it's like, man, if 5 years is really the case, I want 4 whole years just for the final saga. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen, because maybe a year and a half or maybe 2 more years of that, it's going to be Wano. And then we're left with 3 years just to finish the whole fucking thing. Like, I don't want to see that. I want, it would just be a shame that for all these chapters, for this whole series, we're building up to this conclusion, and it's rushed. I just want the conclusion and everything to have have enough time to properly, to be properly shown in the story. Like this, it's been built up for so long. It's got to be, it's got to be big. It's got to be big. Come on, like if it's not big, it's just gonna feel like fuck. We read all that just for that. Like with all this build up, you got to have a big finish. So I hope it's not rushed. And the third case scenario, though, is if all these mysteries and everything in the ending, it just sucks. I don't think this is going to be the case, because, say what you will about One Piece currently in the New World and how it might have been better before the time skip, but a lot of these mysteries were, they've been planned for a while. So even if you don't like what he's doing now with the story, you'll probably still like where he's going with the mysteries if you like the older shit, because he probably came up with this stuff back then. But besides that, if it sucks, it's just gonna be a fucking bummer, man. Reading the story over again, and you're reading Alabasta or the East Blue, and you're reading Skypiea, and you're getting into this big story, and all these mysteries are coming up, and every single time you read one, you're like, fuck, man, this was so cool 5 years ago when I didn't know what it was, but now it's just like, fuck it, this sucks now. Like, I know what this is, I know what this is gonna end up being, and it's not good. That is totally... I do not want to be in that part, in that timeline here, because, it's kind of going to take a hit to the series, because you're going to read the series over and it's going to be like, man, the older stuff's still good, but like, just the ending doesn't live up to it. And this whole story was about building up to this conclusion. And if it's a letdown, man, that's going to suck, man. That's really going to suck. So regardless, though, in 5 or 6 years, we're going to know everything. And, this series is just going to be different after that. It's going to feel totally different every time you read it once it's done. So I'm reading it right now. I'm going to enjoy this time right now where I don't know anything that's going to happen at the end. I'm enjoying it. I'm living for this because, once you find it out, you can never go back. You can never go back to that time. So right now I'm in the ignorance is bliss, all that stuff. Well, I'm in that right now with this series, and I'm just going to read it through and I'm going to enjoy it. And this might sound like a silly video to make because, once it's done, I'm making it sound like the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. There's going to be other series out there. There's other stuff to read and watch. But, this series is so special, and it's been going on for so long that I just really hope it gets the conclusion it deserves, and it gets a conclusion where you can go back and reread it, and it's not like, oh, fuck, I already know what this is going to be. Well, you go back and reread it, and you'll notice new things, new revelations after you find out what happens at the end. That's definitely the best case scenario, is that, it's not the same as it is when you read it with all those mysteries, but you go back and it's equal, but you just notice new things you didn't notice before, now with the knowledge of what all these things end up being. That would be fantastic, and I'm really hoping for that. But regardless, in any situation, this series will be different, and this community will all be different in 5 years. So I hate to put a countdown on the One Piece community, but 5 to 6 years, man, this is the final hurrah. This is the final stretch, and we got to enjoy it while it lasts. Don't rush to this conclusion. Be like, man, fuck this, all this stuff currently. I just want to see what happens at the end. Just enjoy it while it lasts, because once it's over, and you can never go back. So that's all I got to say today about this. Kind of get me, worked up, but I'm going to enjoy these final last years of One Piece. I'm definitely, hopefully, going to enjoy the story and what goes down and finding out all these mysteries. It's going to be a fun time. And yeah, I'm here till the end of this story, man. I just got to see it through. So this is Tashi Stallion signing out on another video. Hopefully more to come.